Okay, all ready to go? Let's get started! I'll start the game.
There he is, Hikiko, once again returning to the trenches of the C-bomb. That's right. How I made my bread back in 2021. Yeah, I really milked that story that I helped crack, yes. And then everyone, all the big YouTubers are like, oh yes, all the work that doesn't play destruction games, Hikiko, all that. We actually did that, and we're going to report on that and then just give false information and get everyone confused and angry and turn this into some console wars-like situation, even though that's not what this is about. This is about ownership. I gotta tell you something. You put out a harmless tweet. Harmless tweet, because that's what Twitter's for. My buddy Lance McDonald reports on this brand new discovery of this license check. It's a 30-day license check that applies to digital games purchased after a March update. And it was randomly implemented. We're still trying to discover what the hell the cause is and what the implications are for the future. And then you just get a bunch of dent heads coming in and trying to make it into some console war. When really, no. We just want to own our games and play them offline. Like, after you purchase something, you should be able to take your PS5 and go into a cabin in the woods, and as long as you have power, you should be able to play that. If you want to go complete neat mode and play your digital library on your PS5 digital edition because you didn't get the disc version for whatever reason, if If you wanted to do that, well, after you purchase the game and it's not a PlayStation Plus title, okay, little stipulations. So much misinformation came out in 24 hours. So let's put that shit to bed. You have awakened a sleeping giant. I'm going to disassemble. I got my PlayStation 5 right here. Make large, huge here with the black fins. With the black fins, I'm going to try and lift it. It's very, very heavy. Okay. I'm sick of being accused of being an expert or a Nintendrone. I am a Sony pony just like the rest of you. Okay. I'm tired of my credibility being called into question by random British people on Twitter. Isn't there supposed to be some sort of age verification? Aren't we supposed to be walled off from the United Kingdom already? Can we? Elon, where's my filter? I put out a harmless tweet yesterday, and I said, yeah, this, reminds me of 2011 when the PlayStation 4 and the PS5 had C-bombs. I have a whole video series and a playlist which I will provide down below if you want to revisit that. Go back in time. But this was a real problem that Does It Play, Destruction Games, Lance McDonald's, myself, we all made our various videos and tweets and other pieces of media doing these tests to see the implications of the DRM on the PlayStation 5, on the PlayStation 4, on the PS3, which kicked this whole thing off. By the way, the PlayStation 3 still has the C-bomb. Sony has not fixed it. They just kept the digital stores open. And the essentially their license servers, their CMOS time servers are still up. But in this scenario, I have to really break this down, and it's kind of difficult because when you're explaining something in the abstract, something that's going to happen in the far future, perhaps, whenever these servers get shut down, these time authentication servers, these license servers, whatever. Maybe Sony gets a bug up their ass and wants to revoke your ownership over something, like this has happened before. Like Konami comes in and wants to delist PT. It is very important for the consumer to be able to access the content, the property that they purchased, okay? And I don't like all these semantics. I don't like this, more license. It's a license. Didn't you know when you signed the EULA, when you bought something with your credit card, that you were just buying a license? It's a temporary ownership. Didn't you know that? That's all I know. That's all I know. Well, that's not what I know. I'm American. When I buy something, that is a contract. I should have access to it. And that's how, I don't care. This is my POV. Burger POV stream. That's what we're doing here. So, welcome everyone to the cool stream. It's an impromptu cool stream. This one's going to stay live, by the way. I'm just leaving it up there for free. This is for the culture. This is for the people. It's going to be a ramshackle operation because I have to get 2 camera setups and I have to get my lapel mic on. Back here, I don't know if let's go full cam mode just so I can kind of give you an idea. Ducking GameStop, by the way. Back here behind me, my PS5's like blocking a quarter of the frame here. Back here, I've got my little workshop. Hello. That's my pink toolkit and the duster because my PS5 is collecting dust. I'm going to have to take a break at some point to set up my camera and put on a lapel mic so we can do the disassembly. I am not looking forward to doing the disassembly. Disassembling a PS5 is a pain. It's a real pain. But in order for this experiment to work and replicate conditions in which you are disconnected from the internet and you're disconnected from Sony's authentication servers to test and see if you can play your games like you used to be able to, I'm going to have to disassemble it, remove the CMOS battery, reassemble it, and then plug it in, but not connect it to the internet. Right now, my PS5, by the way, this heavy fucking thing. By the way, my PS5, custom plates. That's the only thing custom about it. Hold on. Custom plates right here is connected to an Ethernet cable that's connected to my capture card. So it's going to be a hard setup. Okay, I'm not trying to do any trickery. And by the way, if you doubt what I'm doing and my methods, you can just do them yourself. Oh, it's all fake. They just hate Sony. They hate PlayStation. No, you can do it yourself, and I encourage you to. I laid out the steps of what I did when I made my PS3 video, when I made my PS4, and the PS5 video. So, it's out there. We have good, honest people that are just trying to get the word out there to say, hey, this is concerning, okay? And whenever you try and, like, do all this, well, you do all these semantics, you do all the smokescreen bullshit. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. And your British trickery does not work on me, okay? This, more license. No. When you buy something, it belongs to you, and Sony can't snatch it back. And that's how it's going to go tonight on the Cool Stream. My time. This is my time. We're banning all British specifically. I got IP scrapers in chat right now. If I get a hint of tea or crumpets, you're getting a boot. I'm just messing with you. All British are allowed. Everyone's allowed. We are a very inclusive stream. All right, back to the PlayStation 5. Let's do this. All right. First of all, we got to acknowledge the ones who came before us. So, shout out to Destruction Games over here. Destruction Games ran a series of tests yesterday when everyone was... You know, they come out to, you get all the dent heads first. They're like, oh, this is just alarmism. This doesn't exist. This isn't real. And then you ask them, did you test it? What did you do? Did you just log on to Twitter? Or are you logging? Let me see where your IP is based in. The UK? All right. Opinion disregarded. But Destruction Games came out here. And one of the OGs in testing all this CMOS stuff and has continued to test DRM. What Destruction Games does on their channel is they'll buy a game from GameStop or Amazon or whatever. They'll buy a game disc, and then they will disconnect their PlayStation from the internet and see how much of that game on the disc there is. If you can play it from start to finish without any updates or patches or anything like that. And that enters into the Does It Play database, so you can see what's actually coming on the disc. And it's not just like a stub or a game key card situation wherever it calls out to a server to download the rest of the game. These people are spending so much of their own time and money to do this. And then you have like idiots coming around shitting all over it with no research. They're just like, no, I disagree. Why do you disagree? Did you test? Did you? No, you're just sweeping it up. Sweeping it up for the big old corpos. Not tonight. Our janitorial days are over. Full unemployed mode here on the Cool Stream. We're doing all the tests. So, shout out to Destruction Games. They broke this story along with Lance McDonald. This is a brand new digital game that they purchased. I believe it's Meat Boy Forever in the example here. And they notice that it has the 30-day license check. So that's what we're going to be looking for today. I've purchased 2 games that were released on the 21st of April. So 2 recent games. I'm going to take a look and see if they even have the license check. We'll boot them. And then we're going to disassemble my PlayStation 5, remove the CMOS battery, reassemble it to a point, power it back on, make sure it's disconnected from the internet and all that good stuff. And then I'm going to try and launch games again. Okay? So just to clarify, we are doing tests. There's going to be some breaks in there where I have to set up the cameras. And then we're just going to see for ourselves. Because I'm tired of this Twitter garbage. We are scientists here on the Cool Stream. We've done this before, and now we've been called again to rise to action. Make sure you're gifting subscribers, by the way. Gifting those memberships. Memberships help the channel. It grows the community. You get access to all the archives of our streams and early access to new videos. You get badges, you get emotes. It's $1. It's $1 to join. And all super chats help pay for experiments like this. It's not, I put my own money into this stream tonight. Okay, so I hope you all appreciate it, and I hope it provides some value. So let's get it back over to the PlayStation 5. This is my PS5. You want to look at my library? I just purchased Vampire Crawlers. That came out on the 21st of April. I purchased Wild Arms 4, a PlayStation 2 classic that came out on the 21st of April, 2026. I purchased Resident Evil Requiem last month. So that's still relatively recent. I got Romeo as a Dead Man over here. Shout out, shout out. So I have recent games, but this is what we're looking for here. So let's look together. I'm going to show you my methods starting now. You hit the start button. You're going to go to information. It's got parental controls, 13 years old. Last update. It was updated today at 11:13 a.m. when I purchased it. Download SAS complete, version 1.4 blah blah blah. Eligible everyone where it's installed. Okay? So far so good. Let me see what happens when I hit restore license. If you become unable to use content downloaded from the PlayStation Store, there might be a problem with the license for the content. Try restoring the license. If you select restore all games and apps will then close. So this is what you do. Like if your license is expired or there's a mismatch, you have to go to PlayStation servers to restore that. So that's what we're talking about, this online component. You have to check in with Sony to restore them if your license goes out. That's how it works on the PS3 and the PS4. But if you fully own it, there shouldn't be a license problem in the first place. And there definitely shouldn't be a 30-day license expiry. Let me see. We're going to do that same thing with Wild Arms 4. Okay. Once again, last update today at 11:12. It's completed, version blah, 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 blah. Okay, nothing. Is it in the IP? Let's see. Okay, that's just our IP stuff. And I think if we go to manage game content, maybe? Nothing. So everything looks above board. I should be able to launch these games with no issue this time around, okay? Also, let's take a look at Requiem here. Same thing. Okage. None of these are PlayStation Plus games, just to let you know. These are fully purchased games. I want to clarify that for people, because people were accusing everyone yesterday of just using PlayStation Plus games as an example. These are fully purchased games. Fully purchased. Okay. So I'm going to launch Vampire Crawlers and let's see what happens. Now I'm fully connected online. And the game launches just fine. Okay, so we launched a game. Next step, I got to disconnect from the internet. Here's how I do this in 2026. This is a very obscure method, but what I do is I reach behind my PlayStation 5 and I just yank out the cable there. So I've yanked it out. I'm offline now. Okay, everything looks like it's above board. I should be able to just launch these just fine, right? We're back in the game. Let me exit it. Or I'll just hop over to Wild Arms 4. Okay, so we're going straight into Wild Arms 4 now. And we're playing a PlayStation 2 Classic. Okay, so we've established online connectivity, fresh new games, and that's with our CMOS battery in place. Okay, so that means that we have current licenses, we have current time authentication and everything, but we need to simulate an environment where we may not have connectivity to our time authentication. We may not have connectivity to any sort of license restoration services. So, far future from now, when Sony shuts down these servers, or let's say it's been 30 days, we've been disconnected for 30 days from the internet, would we be able to play any of our games? Okay, say we're going on a treat to a cabin in the woods for a summer, and we just have our PlayStation 5 and we have a solar array, and we're able to power our PS5 and a small portable TV. Okay, will we be able to play our games 3 months in offline? So now begins the annoying part. Okay, the annoying part is disassembly. So I have to take apart my PS5 here, remove the CMOS battery, which controls the time, and I have to keep it offline and then try and launch my fully digital games, fully purchased, not PlayStation Plus. I don't even have a PlayStation Plus membership. I don't. So I'm not a part of that ecosystem. So now we're going to get into the disassembly mode. So we're going to take a quick break while I set up my camera and I set up my audio. Yeah, and it does have those torque screws, don't they? And let's make sure I have those. Oh my God. Do I even have my Torx? That's a good question. I think I do. Because I've had to do this before. Yeah, I've got some. Is it a T8? Does it take T8? T9? I've got them. We're good to go. Got my toolkit here. Okay. So, we're going to take a quick break. Get your snacks. It's going to be a bit. The PS5 is a pain in the ass to disassemble, but we're going to do this. And make sure you're gifting subs. Give the gift that keeps on giving. And we'll see you soon, okay? So hold on just a second. We're going to go to studio mode and BRB. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Holy crap. What a pain in the ass to set that up. I have a feeling my camera is going to fall during this several times. But this is the best we can do for right now. So this is we're on an adventure together for science, for consumer rights, whatever you want to call this. Let me get the chat up on my phone so I can participate with y'all. But it's happening, and it's happening now on the cool stream. what you're looking at is my PlayStation 5, and it's on a stand right now. I got one of those third-party stands that just keeps it cool, and it seems to be working okay. And I got my toolkit, my cute little toolkit right there. So let me pull you up here, chat, because we've got new horizons, new perspectives here. So, all right, chat. I got you now. You're on my phone. Say hi, chat. Say hi, chat. You're on my phone now. I see. Shout out to everyone there. Thank you, by the way. We've got some gifted subs in there. I want to make sure I shout that out. So, we got some gifted subs from Chud Sensei. Thank you, Chud Sensei. Kiro608, Chud Sensei, Sypha Borg 6598, Robert Kellett 2148, and it's a Dark World, ain't it? It sure is. So we got all these new members. We're in this. So no promises. I don't know how long this is going to take. It's been a long time since I've disassembled a PS5, so I'm just kind of winging it. And this is just going to be your average experience, and then we're going to get back in and do our final tests, and then we can call it a day. We'll put this thing to bed. Okay, so I got to disassemble my stand first. So this is my first tool. This is my pink flathead screwdriver. So I got to get this stand off here. Let's make sure I can be seen. Let's push it up a little more. Okay, yeah, now you can see the action. So let's get this stand off. Now this is an optional assembly thing. Okay, this is an optional accessory, not licensed by Sony, which invalidates the whole experiment, right? But I have a cooling stand. It also charges my controller, and it's got a hard drive cradle, so I've got a hard drive just full of PlayStation 2 games, which I'll have to add back once we reassemble. So, all right, that should do it, I think. No, it's in there pretty well. I think I've got the official Sony stand. I know on the PlayStation 5 Pro, they like charge you for the stand. So I can't imagine being that much of a cuck. Having to buy a disk drive, having to buy a stand. No wonder you're spending all your time defending this company. You're completely in a Stockholm syndrome. But yeah, see this dusty thing right here? Let's just... Oh yeah. Bet you didn't think you'd be getting some dusting action on the stream, but we're getting it. We're getting it here. And this is my external hard drive. It cradles under there, but I think this is about a 512 hard drive. And I just keep all my PlayStation 2 games on there. I put some PS4 games on there just to offload some space. I also have a 1 terabyte M2 that I installed into my PS5 proper. Cozy little stream. All right, so this is my PS5. I got a custom plate. It's a little scuffed up because I move it around a lot for streams like so. You never know what we're going to do on the cool stream. But I bought this gradient logo because if you've seen my PlayStation 2 Classic video, you know I'm a huge fan of the PlayStation 2. And we try and honor it whenever we can. So this sucks, by the way. Having to take off these fins is a royal pain in the ass. It hurts to take apart these fins. So I gotta remember which side it is. Do you hit from the top to get them to come out, or do you hit from the bottom? So we're gonna put a poll in chat here, a little audience participation. Which side? I need the experts in here to remind me which side. Let's put a poll in. I'll set that up for you. All right. Don't trick me, chat. All right, poll is up. Should be up. Make sure you vote in that. I'm going to read some chats as we go along here. Let's pretend like I'm your average John consumer here, okay? Average Sony Pony PlayStation Plus top tier member. John Soy is what my name is. Pretend I'm John Soy and I've never hit a PlayStation 5 and removed the fins. Do I hit it from the top? Do I hit it from the bottom? Do I hit it from the top? Do I hit it from the bottom? Let me know in the poll. And I'll read some chat here. Hold on to your butts. Love the PS2. I'm glad. Me too. Best system. Sup, Hikiko. Sup, Vexicrypt. Finally glad to catch a stream. I know it's been a while, so happy to see you interview Swery. I know how much that meant to you, man. Suda's next, right? You never know. You never know. I need more people to go back and thumb up that Swery video. Let's get it into Suda's algorithm, and maybe we can make that happen. All right. I'm getting 55% saying top. Does it even matter which side? It does matter in DR. It does, because there's actual brackets inside the PS5 that you have to actually apply force, because they're like plastic brackets in there, and I don't want to snap them. So you let me know. Okay? Poll saying hit it from the top. You know, I hit it from the top sometimes, and I get mixed results. So, well, I guess we'll go with that. We're gonna try that, and then I should also dust this thing. We'll get a little dusted in here. Okay. So I'm gonna try hitting it from the top to remove it. I just want to make sure there's like, you know, no screws, or I think it's just straight up plastic brackets. This will shake the camera. So here we go. Ow. Well, there's your answer. It just flung and hit the wall. It just flung and just hit the wall. Okay, hitting it from the top. Thank you, chat. Thank you. I broke it. Thank you. All right, now for the other side. But you can see here, I got this custom PlayStation logo. So like whenever the fin's on top, that comes through. All right, flipping it. Flipping it. Let's hope this doesn't fly across the room, but I'm gonna hit it real hard. Ow. Ow, ow. That's stuck in there pretty good. It's because of that disk drive. Sorry, camera. Sorry, chat. It is a pain. It is a royal pain in the ass to get these off. Ah, fuck. This is really tearing up my hand. Ah, shit. Do I need to grease this? What kind of grease do you recommend, chat? I've got some Irish butter. We can try that. Put a little Astroglide on your PS5 fins there. For real, though. How the fuck did I get these off before? I might have to take it to the lab. Ow, fuck. Ow, fuck. All right, let me put it in my lap. I'm going to try it this way. God damn. Is there a screw or something I'm missing? You know, I should just drop it. Should I do a little thwomp drop? Should I just do a thwomp drop and let gravity take care of it? What do you say? $10 super chat, and I'm just going to drop my PlayStation 5 from a tall height. $5 super chat, and I'm just dropping my PlayStation 5 onto the ground. What do you say? Put some bacon grease on that. Sony assumes we have those rubber hammers. Oh, I might have a rubber hammer. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, well, let me try this first. I've got my screwdriver. It's got a plastic divot here. Oh, that's not good. That's not very soft. I need a rubber mallet for real.
FK in the coffee.
We got $10 from Chud Sensei. Shout out. We dropping it. Let's drop this fucker. That'll show you, Sony. Okay, ready? Ready? Are we on camera? Oh. Nope. Got it! Hell yeah, bitch. That's what it's all about here on the Cool Stream.
I like that jump.
Chud Sensei. Chud Sensei. With the $10. We got it. I think we're good to go now. We can start taking this apart. Everyone's like, don't do it. Don't do it. Break it. Hello. What's up, Shinakazawa? I told you you're going to get your money's worth. So this is, let's take a look here. My toolkit's out the way. That was actually a great plan. Dropping it. Use gravity. It did work. You can't knock it if it worked. Okay. So this here is our big cooling fan. I think it extends to both sides there. So while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and clean that out. That couldn't hurt. I mean, I've already done the damage, if you want to know. So we got some torque screws here. I think that's for the disk drive. I think I have to remove the outer rim to get to the CMOS battery. God, it has been so long since I've done this. Over here is your M2 drive. So I'm going to have to remove that. I got a 1 terabyte in there. Man, this is going to be so lame. I hate disassembling stuff, but we're doing it for the stream. Okay. You know, while we're in the neighborhood, we might as well just dust this fucker out. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's take a closer look. This is going to be hard from my perspective to remove all these screws, but we're going to try it. Misfew88, I just joined and Hikiko's beating up his PS5. You're damn right. Tonight's cool stream drink, we got the new limited edition 7-Up Ghost. It's actually really good. Tastes better than real 7-Up. Okay, I got to figure out which torque screw I need. So, I think the first thing I'm going to remove is our M2 drive. And that takes a Phillips. And that's a custom Phillips screw there. Let me get that right here in frame. But this here is our M2 drive. It's got a custom PlayStation branded Phillips head screwdriver or screw on there. So let me get that going. A little toolkit. Let's see if I got a tiny one. I think I do. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. You can actually do this yourself. If you manage to somehow get the fins off without breaking your hand, you can actually, this is pretty easy to change, but I don't know if this is going to show up in stream. Probably not. But that is a custom PlayStation screw. So I'm going to put that, and also this is the screw that holds on the bottom, like the stand. So you got your M2 one, and you got your stand one here. This is my M2 external storage here. And that takes a Phillips as well, so we'll just go ahead and get that in there. I try and keep everything together, but I'm going to lose some screws along this journey. I just have a feeling. So we'll just put that like right there, right off to the side. It's still warm with all my purchased games, but this is my M2 drive. This is probably doubled in price since when I bought it like 3 years ago. It's a Next Rage. This is a 2 terabyte drive. I can go on a little vacation if I sell this. What do you think? One ticket to Japan and I just pull this out. All right. Okay, chat. I gotta probably look up a disassembly video. I think what I gotta do is on each there's screws like along the border here. They have all arrows pointing to them. In order to get this frame off, I have to disassemble all of these screws. I probably got to get this fan housing off. Maybe the drive can stay. I really don't know. Maybe I'll just get a Tronics Fix video going. Let's get a Tronics Fix. Shout out to Tronics Fix. PS5 disassembly. I think that's who I used last time. Okay, so we're going to learn together.
Controller, the Xbox Series X.
All right, skip ahead.
This larger drive.
This is how the OGs do it here.
This is where the manual eject screw is located, so you will have to remove this top cover and then get a screwdriver down in that hole and twist it until the disc starts coming out. Next, we'll remove this plastic cover right here. Then we can remove these connectors right here.
Okay, so we're going to remove our fan assembly. Thank you, Tronics Fix, hero of the stream tonight. We'll be returning to him soon. He's our special guest tonight. He doesn't even know. Should I get my pliers out? Looks like he used some pliers to... Is that even really necessary? We'll find out. All right. Yeah, I'm going to need my pliers. Oh, boy. Okay. Got our pink pliers here. Don't show this to Bloober Team. They might incorporate this into their next game. All right. I don't want to break this. Here we go. This just comes up. It's just a sticker. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so that's done. Next up, we have some connectors here. So I think that connects our main to our cooling system. I don't think I have to remove that full thing, but we're going to go ahead and wiggle that there. All right, so we'll just hang that there. This is our fan power supply. It's connected to our main. So there. Okay. Now, Tronics Fix, what's our next step?
My pliers are just on.
Look at him using pliers like a professional.
More lightweight and less of the cream color. And we'll do the same thing over here.
What a Kino stream. We're watching a man disassemble so we can watch a man disassemble.
Notice that I'm rocking these back and forth as I pull.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
This screw that has the PlayStation button symbols on it is where the hard drive goes.
Yep, I already did that.
It has an expandable source. Sony has a sticker over one of the screws to make you think that you're going to void your warranty.
I've already voided my warranty, so that screw is already exposed. Okay.
Just remember that it is not illegal to take one of these apart. You are allowed to do that.
Okay. And then he goes around the border. Okay, around the border. That's what we're doing here. So let me see what I need. These are Torx screws. I think they're about a T8. So I got to get my Torx out. Chet, are you enjoying this? Just let me know. I can never tell. Let me read. 2 terabyte Markipliers, yes. Spawnwave has done a PS5 breakdown. I've actually done a PS5 breakdown back in, I think, 2022. It's on my channel, but I haven't done it for so long that it just, I've gotten rusty. So, all right, let's start with the warranty torques. This is for all you British people who doubted me, who doubted Destruction Games, who doubted Lance McDonald. We're putting them in the grave tonight, right here on the Cool Stream. Had enough. You deserve the tea taxes, all of you. Just fucking... All right. Here we go. Okay, so that's another one. Basically, all the ones that have arrows on it are the ones you want to hit. So, oh, there's another screw. I don't even know where that came from. It looks like a spacer. Not sure where that came from, but we'll just set it off to the side. Okay, so we got that one, that one. Got another one over here. I think. Is there anything in there? There we go. That's a tiny. That's a tiny one. I don't even know. Can I get at that? I think I'm going to need a smaller one. Is this the end of the Cool Stream? No. I think we do have a step down. Do I have the step down? I've got a T8 right now. Let me see. I may have to go into my other toolkit and get a smaller step. This should be able to do it, though. Sony, you bastards. All right, let me get a little closer. I cannot see what I'm doing. That is a smaller step down. Okay. Let me look. I swore I had a smaller one than that. Okay. We're going to pause real quick because I got to find a smaller Torx. Be right back. Be right back. Thanks for being patient, everyone. I had to find a fucking obscure Torx bit out of everything. I got so many different screwdrivers and different things that I had to dig out to find this one obscure Torx bit because Sony. So let me try the various ones. I think it's going to be one of the smaller ones. So I think I have it. We'll give this one a go. And I don't want to strip the screws, otherwise I'm like, otherwise it defeats the whole purpose. So welcome back, chat. We're kicking things off again. In fact, let me check this toolkit. I don't even know what's in here. Okay, that's a ratchet set. I don't need a ratchet set, but there does seem to be some Torx. Oh, nice. There does seem to be a Torx in here. But once again, I think it's just too big. Too big for this operation. So don't need that. I'll set that over there. And I think this guy right here is our ticket. I don't know. Can you see that? It's like a half step. I think it's like a T6, I want to say. What a fucking nightmare. Okay. Let's load her in or do something. It's just not fitting. What about this? Can we just do this? There we go. Yeah, baby, yeah. Okay. I'm like, I don't want to have to cancel the stream over some obscure Torx. You know, he went through all this trouble and he's going to be stopped by Torx? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not the Hikiko I know. Okay, let's get back into it. Then we got a border screw over here too. Don't tell Sony I'm doing this, but I'm not actually using a Torx screw. I'm just using a really, really tiny, this is a flathead. This is like a micro flathead. Sony don't want you to know about this, but you can sub out the Torx with a flathead, you know, in an emergency situation, which this is. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Hell yeah, Series X enjoyers and PS5 dust collector. It is collecting some dust, but I do play my PS5, but I only play it periodically, like when a Silent Hill game comes out or the odd exclusive like Astrobot. But beyond that, it does not get a ton of play. I honestly play my Steam Deck more nowadays. Okay. Let's make sure we can elevate this out of here. We're going to flip it. Gravity is our friend tonight on the stream, if you didn't know. We've already done some experiments. Okay. I really need to keep track of all these. Right there ought to do it. Now we've got that one. That one's gone. We got one down here. Don't strip it, Hikiko. Don't you dare strip it. I think that's a little loose. We should be able to hit that out of there. That's gone. This one over here. Okay. I'm sweating up a fucking storm in here. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, we'll just set that there. And then let's get this. I can see it start to separate a little. Okay. came out. Take another go around here. But that's one of the frame ones there that's still a little jammed in there. There, it's starting to lift and separate. I can see it. Now these PlayStation 5s are, instead of like the thermal compound that you normally see like on a 360 or a PS3, they have like a liquid metal deal. I don't believe my model, I don't have to separate that liquid metal, so that's good. I can just pull the battery out and then go on with my life. Like imagine having to do something like solder to put your system back together in the year 2055. I ain't got time for that. All right. And guys, the chat is like right behind my head, so if I'm not engaging too much, it's because I can't see it. But if you do a super chat or a gifted sub, I will be able to see it, okay? This is not some sort of ploy, by the way. It's just the nature of this setup tonight. But it is also a ploy for money, so make sure you're getting those super chats in. Let us know. Okay, I think I got a bad screw situation going on. Let's see if... that Torx right there, I think, is stripped. I don't want to have to drill that shit out. Oh my God. What a nightmare. Thanks, Sony. Right to repair my ass. Okay. It's going to be a strip screw situation, eh? Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, that screw down there just looks so ate up. It's so ate up, this screw. This fucking Torx. Couldn't have happened to a fucking nicer guy, huh? Let me try this. Not giving up yet. I might have to get over it, though. So right here, Sony and their shitty slave labor screws that they put in here. Yeah, that thing is stripped. Oh my God. Let's try a step up, see if I can't get it out. I don't want to have to drill it out. Oh my God, what a stream to have to drill out a screw. I mean, I can do it, I just don't want to. So let's try. Little friction ought to do it. I don't know, guys. That's in there pretty tight. It's in there really tight. We'll do another step up, see if I can't wedge it in there. Damn. I think that just broke. I don't know. This may be it. I just may have to just break open the frame like a savage. This fucking thing. Can I lift and separate without it though? Like it is coming apart, which is nice. I think that's supposed to happen. I think that was supposed to happen, so that's good. There's another screw down there. There's a couple more over here. Okay. Okay. We'll do those first. We'll come back to that strip boy. Let's get this one here. Oh, this is all messed up. I can't use that one now. Let's try this. No. Too tight. Let's try this. I think I've stripped all my Torxes on this stream. They're unusable. That's too big. That may be our ticket here. Here we go. Let's try that one. Too small. Maybe it's this one. Okay, that's the perfect fit. I just need to get this to cooperate. I'm gonna need my drill. Be right back. It won't take too long though. Promise you. I just need my drill. We're gonna have to drill. Okay. A little drill action there for all you ladies and gents. I told you, like, having to disassemble stuff is just a nightmare. They don't want you to do this. Okay. Back in the game, baby. Now I have the perfect Torx. I just got to make sure this will fit. The only thing I have that'll fit it is my drill. Okay. Okay. Let's not strip it. Yeah, baby, there it is. Okay, careful, careful. Not recommended to use a drill on this operation. I would highly advise against it, but this is for entertainment purposes only, as they say. Okay, I've got another one that's been giving me trouble, so we're going to try and drill that. Perfect. Okay. Now we got all of them. What a nightmare. I think that should be it. Lift in. Do I have to remove this fan, I wonder? I don't want to break this shell, but I might have to remove this fan housing. Let's go ahead and just be safe, and we'll remove the fan. I'm going to manually do that. I don't trust my drill. Okay, that's a little too big. It ain't that one. Too big. Way too big. Too small. I think it's this one. Let's try step up. What I'll do, let's try this one. Too small. Too big. Here. Okay. That's loosening up now. We can use our hands. Gotta keep track of all this shit. It's gonna suck. No, that's too big. I had my tiny screw around here. We need the tiny. All these screws, damn. I'm gonna have to like watch this in reverse. Here we go, here we go. Perfect. That's our housing for a fan. Protects the blades. I think we could just pop this fucker out. And that's our fan assembly. It's actually pretty clean, all things considered. But I'm going to dust it out before we set this back together. Okay. Oh my God. We got a ribbon cable. We have a ribbon cable situation. I got to be very, very careful with this. Okay. When I was a young lad and my PlayStation 2 had like a disc read error, these ribbon cables, like when you're disassembling a PlayStation 2, these ribbon cables are so sensitive and the brackets that hold them break all the time. And I remember like breaking one of my PlayStation 2s because of that. So when you're dealing with ribbon cables, you make sure you're gentle. And whatever you think gentle is, a step below that. Okay? So here we are, into the meat and potatoes. We're going to set this on the ground where it belongs. Oh, wow. Oh, let me have a seat. I need to take a look at this monstrosity. Well, chat, there's all my tools. Here's all the tools you'll need for the job. Like my drill. I went through every obscure bit and strip situation, but we got it open. So hell yeah. Hell yeah. What are we dealing with here? Okay. Look how it shines so brightly. Like the spirit of the PlayStation before it was snuffed out by Jim Ryan. Looks like we have a Bluetooth and a Wi-Fi cable here. This is where our, oops, let me get it in frame. This is where our external memory was, the 2 terabyte. That is our housing for our main board controllers, like all of our buttons and our cooling system. I really should dust that out. Let's give it a little duster. That's good. And you can see here, that's where our fan was. Now, if I recall correctly, what we're after is on this side. Now I got to figure out how to get to this side of the main board. And that's going to be tough. Yeah, the PS5 does have liquid metal. So let me take a look here. I think to get this out, there's a main board screw down there. Does this just come out? It just comes out. Brilliant. Okay, we do have another. Okay, let's be careful here. Woo! That was a close one. Yeah, we gotta watch out for those ribbon cables. I think this just comes out. Oh, there's another one. Careful, another ribbon cable. You don't want to fuck with these ribbon cables, guys. I'm serious. Be very gentle. So we have two of them there. I think I have to remove our Wi-Fi card as well, or at least the connector to it real quick. So let me do that. So the white one goes on the left, the blue one on the right. Remember that, chat. White on the left, blue on the right. Because I ain't going to remember that shit. White on the left, blue on the right. Somebody post that in chat. White on the left, blue on the right, so I can remember that. This is how you should always disassemble stuff, by the way. Just go in blind. Just go in blind. Watch half a Tronics Fix video, and you'll be set. Okay, I think I need a Phillips. Let me get my Phillips, because I think this screw up here is holding it together. All right. I got a big Phillips. I need a small guy, but we'll see what we can do. That's too big. Too big. Okay. Our next boss fight right here is that screw right there that's holding it together, but I think we're almost there. This is literally end game. We are 8th level Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. Okay, that's not going to work. Should I use my multi-tool? Not the fit tool. I need a small Phillips now. I think I got one on my drill. Do I have one on my knife? Here we go. Here we go. Wait. I need a closer look. Is that a Phillips or is that a Torx? Okay, that's a Torx. That's a Torx. Okay. Good. Before we went too crazy there. All right. That's it. That was the ticket. Oh, wow. Big flip. Just throw that on the ground. Here it is, you fucker. I see ya. Right there. You see it? It's right there. That's what we're after. That's the ticket. Wow. What an ordeal. Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute and just appreciate that we got here. Welcome, everyone. 54 people. Shout out to Ghost. 7 up. I'm sweating up a storm. So, why are we doing this? Is a question on some of your minds here. This here is the CMOS battery this holds the internal time. Basically, you have to get the official time signature from Sony server, which it checks against all your licenses to make sure that, let's say, for example, you have PlayStation Plus and you have it for maybe 90 days. So you get the time validated by Sony server that says you have 90 days as of this date. And then whenever you try and launch a PlayStation Plus game, it checks it against the internal time, right? So we're going to remove this because we want to enter a scenario where we cannot connect to Sony server. So we already have the games downloaded, but Sony servers are offline for whatever reason. They went out of business. We can't connect to them, whatever. So we're going to remove this component, okay? And then we have to reassemble this shit, which is not going to be fun. Okay, here we go. You can just take a flathead. There's a bracket right here. Or I think I could just use my fingers. We'll see. Be very, very careful. And that's it. There she is. That's our CMOS battery. It's a Panasonic CR2032. Ta-da. Okay. So should I just keep this on camera so in case anyone thinks I'm going to pop it back into my PS5? What should I do? Should I send it to somebody to hold on to? I'm just going to set it off to the side for now. It's going to live over there. Right there is where it's at. And now begins the painful reassembly process. But we're going to do that. And then the real fun starts, okay? Let me read some chat. Chat, I'm sorry I'm neglecting you. I just can't see you all the time. F to C bomb says, Arika. The Art and Times of Jay Ryan, Orange Cream Ghost is the best ghost. I love that one, but I would say Sour Pink Lemonade is top tier. Only a mod will make the CMOS battery obsolete. Yeah, there are mods. I do not have a modded PlayStation 5. This is all legit. Keep your receipts, Akiko. Yeah. Okay. Now I got to reassemble this thing. And I'm doing it mostly from memory. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is we got to get this back on. You got what was it? Was it white on the left, blue on the right? Blue on the left or white on the right? I'm counting on you, chat. I'm counting on you. Let's get her back in. I think it goes like this. Yes. We got to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Okay. Make sure it lines up with this is a good guide for you here. You want to make sure your main board lines up with all the ports. So if it's flush, the HDMI, the power, your LAN, your USBs, as long as they're flush, they're in the right place, okay? First thing, we're just going to go in reverse order. So this here, I think that's a tiny little connector. That's one. I got another tiny little connector that goes right here. Be careful. Careful, Hakiko. Don't fuck this up. Okay, that's two. Now, folks, this is where the chat participation comes in. I got to remember, I think it goes over this way because there was a piece of tape here. Okay. And then you just follow it along. Right there. And then it went under here like so. Okay. Okay. Now, I think it's F. It goes white on the left. White on the left. Blue on the right. According to the main board, that's what it says because there's an FW and an FB. So I'm going to assume that means F white, F blue. Okay, we got our Wi-Fi and our Bluetooth in place. I wish I had some electrical tape on me because I'd reseal these. But we have a screw that goes here. Got to figure out which one it was. Was it this one? Not that one. Was it this one? Not that one. Was it this big boy? I think that's a little too big. I think it's one of these medium-sized guys. Yeah, that's the one. This is going to suck putting back. It's not that one. This is going to suck putting them back together. I'm going to tell you this now. Maybe I don't have to screw everything back into place. Maybe I can just fudge it, because I will eventually have to like put this back properly, but we just need it to power on and function for the sake of the stream, really. I just got to remember which one of these was. They all got mixed up. I think it's a longer one, though. It's got to be. It's too long. You know what? Fuck it. Let's move forward. Now, we got this piece right here. We could put our fan back in. Maybe our fan does go back in first. So, I believe our fan goes in first. Right? Maybe it just drops in when we put this in. So let's put this in. Yeah. That just slides back into place. Yeah, you know what? Let's leave all these screws out. We'll just like put it on there temporarily so we can get this show on the road. But there is an important ribbon cable that I need to do first. Okay. This ribbon cable here connects our disk drive and our main board and all of our buttons. We got to get that in carefully. I don't want to screw this up. This could make or break the whole operation, really. Let's see if that comes off a different way. I think I just have to shove it all the way in there. That sucks. That really sucks. That's how it is. Okay, let me get on this side real quick. Hi, how's it going, everyone? Yeah, because that's in pretty loose. Okay, snug as a bug. Let's drop that in. Okay, next up is a fan assembly. And that just drops in. Pretty easy stuff. That's our fan assembly. Make sure all the wires are tucked in. We need our protecting brackets. I will screw those in. You definitely want you don't want anything flying into your fans. There's a couple more cables too. There's this wire that connects our main to, I think, our drive. I think that's the power for our drive. So we'll do that. We're almost there. We are almost there. And then I gotta connect it back to my Elgato and do a bunch of tests. Do note, I have not put the CMOS battery back in. You can still see it, I think. The CMOS battery is like right here. Just so you know. No trickery. It did not move. Okay, next step. Our 2 terabyte drive. This is our ticket to Japan. Okay, right here. You can exchange, they don't tell you this, but if you go into the airport, you go into the international terminal and you just hand them a 2 terabyte M2 drive, they just let you on the plane. So I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for the culture. For all you gamers out there. Okay, that's our M2 drive. We got to put our special screw. I think it's our Sony screw. Okay, that's our special Sony branded screw. Not even joking. Got to find my Phillips in all this mess. Here we go. Okay, that's secure. This little shit goes on. I think it just sets in there. There we go. Hold on. We don't want to fuck that up. That goes in under like so. That should tuck under there too, like so. Okay. Okay, and then that should go in like that. That comes down. Okay, we got our, whew. And this sticky thing, I don't even want to bother with that until I do a final assembly on this, but we're going to put our fins back on, and then we should have our answer. We should have our millions and millions of dollar answers. So Sony's R&D could have done this on their own official channel, but no, we had to do it here on the Cool Stream. We had to do it here for the culture. Okay. This is our back fin. See, by the way, somebody was talking some shit in chat. They have these grooves. They're these little hooks that go into your PlayStation 5, and they are very tough, and they're hard to get off. I don't even know that I need the fins on to turn on my PlayStation 5. So I don't even think I need them on. What do you think, chat? Should we just go naked? I think we should just go naked. Let's get this show on the road. Let's go naked. All right. Let me put the fins back on. I really hate these fins. They look cool, but they are a pain. Also, I should probably put that fan assembly on. Let's put that fan assembly on, because my fan otherwise is going to pop out the moment I stand it up. So Okay, I would recommend putting the fan assembly on. But we're mostly naked here in the stream. All right. Let's find that screw. I think it's one of these bad boys, huh? One of these. No. This fucking fan assembly. It's like, I just tuned into Hikiko and all, he's just sitting there swearing at his PS5. Like, is this a scientific experiment for real? I think I'm getting trolled here. You and me both, brother. I really just need one of them to fit so I can make sure my fan doesn't fly away. That would be a bad thing. Maybe I'll just put some duct tape on this shit. Yeah. That's a good idea. It can't go that deep. I really don't think they go that deep. No. Okay. That should be good enough. That's hanging a little loose, but I mean, it's not too bad. I should be able to fire it up now. Okay, we are going to do the test. The big moment is here. We finally did it. I'm going to take a little break. Seems like we got a super chat. $2 from J-Spot. Fucking fan assembly. Thumbs up to you, J-Spot. Thank you so much. All right, little break and then we're going to test. Hello everyone, how's it going? What a ride this has been just to set up these conditions. So let me give you a little recap of what we've done. I purchased 2 brand new digital games on the PlayStation 5. April 21st is how recent they are. I've disassembled my PlayStation 5. It is sitting right next to me very carefully. I'm going to try and pick this up. I'm going to try and pick this up without damaging anything. This is our disassembled. It's kind of like in half mode here. I've removed the fins because the fins are a pain in the ass to remove, as you saw on the stream. So I'm going to leave those off while we do our test. Well, by the way, let's end this poll. It turns out the top was our answer there. Thanks for the super chat. We dropped the PlayStation 5. It was so fucking funny. The purpose was to remove the CMOS battery, which is this little watch battery right here. Focus. Focus, if it will. This is our CMOS battery. Now, what the CMOS battery does is it holds on to the internal time of our PlayStation 5, our valid time that was... They have what they call NTP servers, network time protocols, that when your PlayStation 5 is connected online, calls out to Sony's NTP servers, which validate and authenticate the time which the license checks against. But in the past, as in like a couple months ago, if you removed your CMOS battery, or let's just say it died and you were disconnected from the internet for, a couple months or so, you're out in a cabin in the woods, you would be able to launch your fully paid, not PlayStation Plus, but your fully paid games fine. So like if you have a digital edition and you just keep it in your summer home, or you're in the far future and Sony's NTP servers are down, as long as the hardware is working, you should be able to just launch your games fine. That all changed sometime in March or sometime this month. We're not exactly sure, but that all changed to where Sony added a 30-day expiration date to your licenses out of nowhere. So every 30 days you would have to check in with Sony's servers by connecting online to then reacquire permission to play the game you already bought. Okay? That's what we're doing here. Now let me hook this up to my capture card. It is not going to be connected online. So here we go. Let's get it on the power. Let's get this out on a tray. Nice. Okay, that's our power. We need our HDMI. HDMI. Now I need my external hard drive. My external hard drive has my PlayStation 2 content on there. Probably won't need it, but it's just nice to have because these are the conditions in which I would normally be operating my PS5. So we're just doing that now. Once again, here's the CMOS battery. Moment of truth. Let's hope that I reassembled my PlayStation 5 to a workable enough. So let's try and get that a little bit in frame, just so you can see. I'm so scared to lift this up, but this is my PlayStation 5. It's right next to me. It's right next to me, okay? So we're gonna just power this on, and hopefully it'll connect to my capture card, okay? So powering it on. Let's switch over to game mode. Transition. Okay, y'all ready for this? We got a blue light. Yeah, as you can see, the blue light. We got a logo. That's good. That's good. We didn't fully kill it. Yay! We didn't kill it. We'll see. Okay. So my PlayStation 5 is not connected online. It doesn't even have a CMOS battery or fins. Our CMOS battery right here. That's my account. As you can see plainly, in front of your face, it says, "You're offline. We are not connected." Okay? I didn't just trickery do that with editing. That's what it's saying, okay? So, I recently bought Wild Arms 4. Information. It was purchased today at 11:12 a.m. All right? Installed in my SSD. That's one. I'm not going to click it just yet. But Vampire Crawlers also released on the 21st of this month, 2026, April 21st, 2026. Okay, I purchased it today. Brand new purchase. And I got Resident Evil. So we're just going to go down the line. So let's start with Wild Arms 4. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Guess what? Guess what, Brits? Blown the fuck out once again. Lady Liberty here to put the myth to bed. You saw it here. Tore down. Can't use this content. Can't connect to the server to verify your license. Wait a while, then try again. Sony L. Big L. Not a glitch. Not a myth. This is DRM, plain and simple. But your license, what's the big deal? Everyone's got internet. Everyone's got internet. No. This is my copy of Wild Arms 4. You can't take it away from me. Hold on a sec. Okay? I'm not done. You know what you can't take from me, Sony? This physical copy of We Love Katamari for the PlayStation 2. Come on, Jin Ryan. Take it from my dead hands, my cold dead hands. You can't. Looky here. Another C-bomb. Just a myth. We're not done. So once again, can't use this content, can't connect to the server to verify your license. You got a license for that, mate? We're gonna take your children if you don't. Nope. Okay, that was a PlayStation 2 classic. Let's get into Vampire Crawlers right now. Here it is, big X button right here. Just want to hold up, you got to hold your CMOS battery up to your head. Why are we doing this? What is the importance of this watch battery, Hikiko? Because we have now removed the time, the valid time from our PS5. This is purchase content. So in the far future or whenever the Sony's NTP servers are down and you can't connect online, you're in a cabin in the woods and it's past 30 days. You've been hanging out with your family in a vacation home. We call them summer homes over here in America. Imagine you have a PlayStation 5 digital. You purchased a brand new game. You are operating under the presumption that you're out in a remote cabin. Uh-oh, CMOS battery died. Uh-oh, can't connect online, and it's past 30 days. What's going to happen? I really want to play Vampire Crawlers with my family, with my American family. What's going to happen? Can't use this content, can't connect.
Oh my God!
Right there. We did this together. You saw me do it. Why don't you do it? If all you skeptics out there, all you lay Reddit skeptics, you do it. Do the test. Destruction Games W. Destruction Games was telling the truth. You're dragging his name through the mud. Does it play? Once again, telling the truth. Lance McDonald, redeemed. I told you. Those are my guys. They did the tests. I've done the test. I've seen for myself. Just a bug, just a glitch. I don't think so. This is the Xbox One. This is some Don Matrick level stuff. We have another C-bomb, folks. That's what it is. That's what it is. Well, now what do we do? Now what do we do? We just have a paperweight. World record, yeah. Speedrun. Speedrun PS5 teardown, blocked out of content. Okay. So, Wild Arms 4 can't use. Vampire Crawlers can't use. Now, there's a stipulation here. There's another part of this test. This does not invalidate anything, by the way, but from Destruction Games' test, it's basically any game from, I want to say, March 2026. So if the game came out from March 2026 till now, those are the ones that have this DRM. Supposedly, if you it's not retroactive, meaning, pay attention, it's not retroactive, meaning that if you purchased a game before March 2026, you should be able to launch it in offline conditions. But anything after March 2026 has the DRM. That is the test. So now we're gonna test something that I purchased a long time ago. So let's try Okage Shadow King. Let's see if this will launch. Can't find the game or app. Okay, maybe it's because my hard drive here. I have it installed on this hard drive. Let's plug this in. I just want to make sure, just in Sony's defense. Right here. Okay, I can feel the power. Let's try that again. This is installed to my external hard drive. You guys want disk tests? Disks tests? Can't use extended storage drive you connected. The data is corrupted. Try removing and reconnecting. That's not good. I just plugged in my USB hard drive that has Okage on there. We may have to do a reboot. Okay, it's having trouble with that. Well, let's try something installed. Okay, so this is Saga Frontier. Great game, by the way. When was this installed? This was installed March 15th. I think the game launched last year. So in this scenario, this should be able to launch. This should be able to launch. Okay, so don't act surprised. Don't say the DRM. No, this should be able to launch according to the test. So let's go. Looks like it's launching. We have launch. Okay? And this is a great game, by the way. Base Saga Frontier. But, as I said, this game was purchased and installed pre-DRM shenanigans. Okay? Pre-DRM shenanigans. So if we go back here to Vampire Crawlers, can't. Because that was installed after the DRM shenanigans. Does that make sense? People will try and muddy the waters and say, oh, it doesn't exist. It does exist, but it exists for games that were purchased and installed after March 2026. Does that make sense? So, Wild Arms 4, no. Resident Evil 9 should be able to launch, I think. Let's give it a go. Looks like it's launching okay. And we're in. Okay. So, theory is holding up true. So, for some reason, games that released in April of 2026, some of them, I guess in March as well, they're locked out. They have this new license check thing. So if you can't connect, you're screwed. So Sony has to remove this license check for fully purchased games. We're not talking about PlayStation Plus. Don't get it twisted. This is specifically for fully purchased games after March 2026. So like to the present. If you bought a game today, like I bought these games. I bought Vampire Crawlers today. I bought Wild Arms 4 today. We launched both of them when they were connected to the internet. Okay? Now, we're going to test one more thing. I'm going to connect to the internet. I'm going to connect to the internet right now, and we're going to try and launch the games just to show you, okay? I've got my cable. And we're connected. It says LAN cable is connected. Now, when I launch Wild Arms 4, it's going to do a check against Sony servers, right? And it just did that handshake, and we're in the game. The moment I connected to the internet and I connected to Sony servers, we're back in. Now the question becomes, what if I can't? Either their servers are down, or I'm in a scenario where I can't connect to the internet. Both games now launch. And then I'm getting all these updates now. Oh my god, now everything's updating. Now everything's updating. We gotta unplug it. We gotta unplug it. I'm getting like bombarded with updates. I'm unplugging the LAN cable. Okay, LAN cable is not connected now. Okay, so we are going to flush the time. So now I've disconnected from the internet. I'm going to disconnect the PlayStation 5 from power, fully from power, so it flushes out the cache. So all the time and everything. So it's going to be like, as I said, it can't retain the time because it doesn't have the CMOS connected right now. So we're going to remove it from power. Okay, powering down. And it's not just a matter of turning off your PS5. I have to remove it from AC completely. Okay. We're going to wait for the light to go off. You can see right now. No fins mode. All right. Now I'm going to plug in the main. I hate that I have to reassemble this. It's going to take me all day to reassemble it. Just so you can see right here, that's our main power plug. Right there, it's unplugged. I'd say wait about 5 seconds or so, 10 seconds for it to fully discharge. You may want to hold the power button too, just to make sure it fully discharges. Now, we're disconnected from the internet. We're disconnected from power. We're going to add power back. And then we're going to try and launch those games again and see if we're still locked out. We're dabbing on the redcoats tonight. Fuck the monarchy. Fuck the queen. Fuck the king. British L today. British L always. We don't need licenses over here. We've got games on discs. All right, so we've disconnected from the main power. We're disconnected from the internet. I've got my LAN unplugged. No Wi-Fi in the situation. Now we're going to try again to launch Vampire Crawlers, right? Because we just connected to the internet, so ideally it should still remember those settings. Can't use it. Locked out again.
Oh my god!
So the moment you disconnect from power and your CMOS is dead or you can't connect to the NTP servers, you're locked out of your content until further notice. So that's it. That's our tests. We did it live. Is there any other tests you want me to run while I'm here? while I've got you, Hikiko, I really need to go to the gym. It is gym day today, so let's wrap this shit up. We're already 2 hours in. That's not too bad. I might have to edit this down into a big video. But shout out to all the press. If anyone wants to use this footage, go ahead. Go ahead. It's free to use. Just credit Hikikomori Media. We credit the sources. I want to give a big shout out to Destruction Games. Let me show you right here. The tweet heard round the world. Okay. Big shout out to Destruction Games, to Lance fucking McDonald, to Does It Play. This is what it's all about right here. So let's get this back on the screen. Okay, this is the tweet. This was the tweet right here from Destruction Games. Did all the same tests I did. Unplayable. So if you purchased a game from March or April of this year, 2026, fully purchased, not PlayStation Plus, you're disconnected from the internet. There is a 30-day expiration date until you have to check in with Sony servers. We did it right here. We just sped up things because we removed the CMOS battery, so it can't check the internal time against it. So your games are now in Sony's hands once again. Hope you're proud, Sony ponies. This is the future you deserve. It's the future you earned. No, I'm just kidding. Rest in peace, Japan Studios. The people who made Sony are no longer at that company. Shuhei Yoshida, Ken Kutaragi. Do you even know their names? I do. I can't believe this. Actually, I can't believe this because I've been through it. This is like 2021 all over again, folks. This is 2021 all over again. I did the test back then. I did it here in 2026. History, it repeats itself. The past dictates the present. Don't let any of these consumers, by the way, these quote-unquote Reddit consumers out there try and like run cover, try and sweep it up for Sony. This is inexcusable. These are games that I fully purchased. No PlayStation Plus. I don't even have PlayStation Plus. You can look at my icon right up there. There is no plus symbol. There's no plus symbols on these games whatsoever. For some reason, Resident Evil Requiem now has a lock on it. Why does this have a lock on it? Just that, is that new? Can I launch this? I just want to make sure. I'm not saying it will. Okay. Looks like it's still good. But for some reason, that concerns me. Like, if you look at Resident Evil Requiem, it has a little lock on it. That's strange. Because Vampire Crawlers is locked. Wild Arms 4 is locked. Everything else is fine. That's it in my hard drive. Here's my game library if you want to just get an idea of who you're dealing with here. Like, this one's PlayStation Plus. You can see Final Fantasy 15 has the PlayStation Plus and the lock symbol. That makes sense. That's sensible. But I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore, so... Why are these little lock symbols appearing, by the way? Because I have Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill F. What's up with these lock symbols? What does that mean? Looks like I'm able to launch older games. Okay, so that launches. Just the newer games. Anything released in March and April of this year, just locked out. But my older games seem okay for now. Akiko needs more content, Sony. Thanks, Sony. Shout out. Big shout out to them. They're the one. Thank you to Sony for making this stream possible tonight. I'm so glad you've locked me out of the content I purchased so I can make more streams for the people out there. Sean Layden should have stayed in charge. Vib ribbon heads, where are you at? They can shove their digital future up their stupid greedy asses. Listen, guys, I buy digital games. I'm not opposed to digital games at all. I like good old games as model. My Steam Deck, Doesn't give me any sort of trouble. I have games that I purchased like 20 years ago that still run, that I still have access to. But there's a right way to do it and a wrong way. And I think a 30-day check-in is the wrong way to do it for games that I fully own. Like, why does Sony want to control whether or not that I have access to a $10 game like Wild Arms 4 for the PlayStation 2? How's this Sony's business? Who are they really trying to stop here? The Wild Arms 4 pirates. Wild Arms 4 that I can run on a phone, that I can run on my Steam Deck or on my PC. Like, if I paid, you are punishing the paying customers, people that are legitimately participating in your business. I don't know what the locks mean. Maybe if I leave my PlayStation, maybe if I leave this offline for 30 days, 30 plus days, maybe those lock ones will fully lock down. I don't know. But we know immediately the newer games, the newer titles fully lock down. Maybe there's like a certain time. I don't know. It shouldn't matter because it's not retaining time in the first place. But who knows? We'll have to wait the 30 days, I suppose. L. Jim Ryan, Lion Jim Ryan, curse you, Jim Ryan. Yes. Rest in piss. Gabcore just came into the stream, so the 30-day thing is true. Let's show them. It's true. It's true. I have my CMOS battery right here for everyone joining. I did a full teardown. My PlayStation 5 right now is like, doesn't have the fins on. It has no screws in it, basically, except for the fan housing. It's disconnected from the internet. It doesn't have a CMOS battery. I purchased these games today. I purchased Wild Arms 4 and Vampire Crawlers today, and I can't launch them unless I'm connected to the internet. Now, the moment I connect to the internet, they'll launch because they got the handshake agreement from Sony servers. So there's like a full-on DRM block. It's not just a glitch, folks. It's not. This does not apply to older games, so it's not retroactive. So as in like March 2026, before March 2026, theoretically they should launch. But after March 2026, if you purchase them, if it's a more recent game, they got this hard-coded DRM and that prevents you from launching it because there's a 30-day license check. So if your CMOS battery is out, which holds the time, which is validated by Sony's NTP servers, if it's not holding the time, it can't do that 30-day check, and then you have to connect to the internet and get Sony to unlock your own games, even though they're fully purchased, not PlayStation Plus. And you're like, Hikiko, why do you keep repeating that? You have to repeat it because some people can't retain they can't retain that information beyond like 2 sentences worth at a time. So I have to lay it all out here. So anything else? While I have my PS5 in its current state, disconnected, no CMOS battery, what else do you want me to test? Anything? Any other experiments, or are we good? Because I really need to get to the gym today. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. We gotta pump this out. So it's been a fun stream. I'm sorry it took a little bit for the disassembly. I had to get all sorts of obscure tools and my drill out, but we did it. We did it here on the Cool Stream. I'm convinced. Destruction Games W, vindicated. Lance McDonald, always vindicated. Sony ponies blown the fuck out once again. They're just going to keep taking it. They're just going to keep getting their Concords and their Horizons and their constant online check-ins and their licenses. Having to pay for disk drives, having to pay for stands, having to pay this $900 for a PlayStation 5 Pro, only for the PS6 to come out, like, shortly after. I bought a PlayStation 4 Pro, only for the PS5 to come out, like, not even like a year later or something like that. I mean, like I've bought into this model. I've been around since the PlayStation 1. I'm not just some LARPer. I'm not a tourist. I have a PS2. I always got my PS2 next to me. I got a collection over here. You want to talk Sony Pony? Look at that. Those are PS2 games, PSP games right there. Do you even know? Have you even held a PSP? Don't talk your shit unless you've held a PSP. Do you even know what a PlayStation Vita is? Do I need to educate you? Okay. Where's my Vita at? I got so much crap back here. Where's my Vita at? Here it is. All right. Where were you? All you dyed-in-the-wool Sony ponies out there. Where were you when the Vita needed you the most? I don't remember seeing you on launch night purchasing Gravity Rush and an expensive proprietary card. All these LARPers out here pretending they're Sony fans. They didn't even buy the Vita. They let it die. They let it die. This was the last bastion of Sony content, original content. And they didn't do it. Now they're sitting here complaining, saying like, oh, no, this new DRM doesn't exist. You're just lying. You're just lying. Well, we proved you wrong. Big L. Hold this L tonight. Sony, you got some stuff to answer for. I was too poor, sorry. That's okay. You can borrow my Vita. I'll let you play it. What about a test with Nomadic or Al Azif DNS? No, I'm talking about like consumer tests. Consumer, like something that your average use case, your average person who owns a PlayStation 5 in the far future or in a cabin in the woods would do, you know? Not setting up DNS. Do you have your PS5 set as the main console and offline play activated? Yes. I don't own any other PlayStations. No, I don't own another PlayStation 5. This is the main one. So it is set to main. And as I said, the other games would launch, not the newest ones. Like Vampire Crawlers won't launch. I bought it today. Wild Arms 4 won't launch, but my other content will. This is a recent addition. Yeah, where are the PlayStation Move players at? Who bought iPet? I did, right here. That's maybe a sad admission. The Little Big Planet servers are down because of you LARPers. Ridge Racer. All right. I think that's about it. So, let me give my shout outs here. Hey, y'all. What's up? Big Cam Mode here. Shout out to Vitas. Don't need to connect to Sony servers to enjoy my Vita library. Don't need to connect to Sony's servers to enjoy my PlayStation 2 library. Got it right here on disc. Just a reminder. So what did we accomplish today? I purchased 2 brand new games. They released on April 21st of 2026. They were fully purchased, not PlayStation Plus. I do not have a PlayStation Plus account. They launched when I was connected online with my CMOS battery in place, which holds the time validated by Sony's NTP servers. Network time protocol is NTP. Okay. Then we did a disassembly live on the stream. I showed you me removing the CMOS battery. I disassembled. I disconnected this thing from the internet. I then powered it on to simulate a scenario where I didn't have connectivity to Sony servers and we couldn't connect to their NTP servers to validate the time. The only 2 games that would not launch are the ones that I purchased from today, basically, from April 21st. Okay, so This DRM implementation is not retroactive in the sense it does not affect games that you purchased before, we'll say, March of 2026. So if you already had games from before this DRM implementation, you should be able to launch them. But anything after April of this year is locked out. There's no explanation. People are calling it a glitch. It seems intentional to me, but do your own tests. I've outlined the methods. What more can I say? Shout out to Destruction Games for doing the test. Shout out to Does It Play. As always, Does It Play always takes the games off the shelves, the discs off the shelf, and tells you if you can play it from start to finish without connecting online. What exists on the disc. If you want to know a database for what exists, go to Does It Play. Shout out to Lance McDonald for getting millions of eyes on this. Unfortunately, once you get millions of eyes, you get a bunch, I would say 200,000 idiots that say it's just a hoax. Not a hoax. Proven here tonight. Shout out to the PlayStation Vita. Where were you? I was there. Gravity Rush heads. Cat, one day you'll get your game. Let me show you. Okay. I don't want to hear any shit coming from any of you Sony ponies unless you're wearing a PlayStation Vita Gravity Rush enamel pin. If you're not repping the Vita constantly in your day-to-day life, I got nothing. I got nothing to do with you. I don't fuck with you. Okay? I only fuck with true, bona fide Vita Island folks, okay? Folks with an X on the end of it. I only fuck with people that have a PlayStation Vita and bought Gravity Rush and supported Keiichiro Toyama, okay? That's who I fuck with. I don't fuck with all these fake fans. All right. We got a super chat in. Once again from Chud Sensei. Shout out to Chud Sensei. Give Chud Sensei a thumb up in chat for supporting this. We dropped the PlayStation 5 for fun because of him. Chud Sensei, do you think the EU will touch this with all the attention on Stop Killing Games? I think if enough people make noise, like we did back in 2021, that it will. I believe, this is my theory, Sony's going to quietly patch this out and not address it. That's what they've done before. However, they have not addressed it on the PlayStation 3. There still is a C-bomb on the PlayStation 3, meaning that if your CMOS battery dies and it can't connect to Sony's NTP servers, you're locked out of your digital content unless you modify your PlayStation 3. Got it? Okay. All right. Everyone thumb up this stream. I want to see likes in it. I want to see thumbs. Share it out there. Print your news articles if you watch this. Tell people you saw it here live on the cool stream. We did it, okay? And that's about all. So, have yourselves a good ass Sunday. I'm not going to be streaming next week. This was your bonus stream. I got some editing to do. So, have yourselves a good weekend. Stay safe. And I guess don't remove your CMOS batteries if you want to play your games. Bye-bye.